Well, what is up, everyone? Tyler here with the Kingdoms Trading Card Game, and I hope you are doing well today, or whatever time of the day is that you are watching this video. If you are already subscribed to this channel, you will know that I have not posted a video in a hot second. It's been quite a while since I've posted a video, since I've done anything on the socials with Facebook, Instagram. Haven't been on the Discord server in quite a while. I haven't made any updates on the Wix website, and quite frankly, behind the scenes, haven't really done a lot of stuff for the game either. Set 3, I believe, is currently in the works, and took quite a pause from that. Life just got busy. I'll have to do a life update, maybe in a vlog sometime. But to keep a long story short, once I get everything rolling, I do want to get some more content out for you guys. The motivation and the ability to work on the game has come back, thankfully. I've missed it dearly. But I figured for the time being, I'd put out this little treat for you guys, a good old gameplay video. I know it doesn't have all the fancy edits in it and images of the cards. I'm not going to be able to put the score up, unfortunately, either, but figure we'd just kind of watch this game, talk about it, and it'll be a good refresher for me watching this, because I have not played Kingdoms in a while. So again, if you are a subscriber, sorry for the delay. I have missed you guys, but I hope this video is a treat for you. Definitely start to expect to see some more videos coming out to YouTube, start seeing pictures out on Facebook and Instagram. We're going to start getting the chat going back up on the Discord server. If any of the cards or watching this gameplay inspires you to buy your own Kingdoms products, you can certainly go to the Game Crafter, get your own stuff. I know that there's foil stuff now in the Game Crafter. Blew my mind when I saw that. That's how out of the loop I've been. I did not know that the Game Crafter had foil cards now, so I'm absolutely stoked for that. I thought my microphone was muted for a second. And so if you want to get your hands on some Game Crafter stuff or on Kingdom stuff, all these links to all the social media, the websites, the Game Crafter store, that is all in the description below. I guess the last thing that I can say before we start getting to the context of the video, I am waiting to get an interface for my audio where I can use my other microphone. So for the time being, I'm using my gaming headset. So I apologize if the audio isn't what it normally is on my other videos. So anyways, the gameplay video that we're actually going to be watching right now is featuring two Tanis players. On the left is Zach, and on the right is Joe. Both of these players like to play with Tanis Kingdoms. To my knowledge, going on, as he sticks his head in the camera, 3, 2, 1, they're counting down. To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure Zach exclusively plays with Esther Crest, but he might have a little bit of Silvermore sprinkled in that deck. Joe on the right side, and you can see they're rolling to see who goes first right now. Joe, once Silvermore came out, he definitely went heavy on Silvermore because Silvermore works together so well. However, I do think he still has some of the Esther Crest classics in there. So at this moment, Oates does not, his last name's Oates, so I'm so used to calling him Oates. Zach does not have his Sacred 1 revealed, which should be revealed at this time, but that's okay. This was a casual gameplay that happened, I don't even remember how long ago, but it was a decent time ago. So it's casual gameplay, nothing super serious. Joe on the right side is playing Tanis' Dwelling Place for his Sacred Phase 1 card right now. And the one that he's actually using, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to see with the glare, but whenever he puts his hand over the glare, you can see it was a mosaic version. Mosaics in the card game Kingdoms are special versions of a card that already exists, done in a different artwork. So it's cool seeing him use that, especially with Tanis' Dwelling Place being one of the better sacreds for the Tanis Kingdoms. So Joe is going to open up with a prized beauty, which belongs to the village of... I am drawing a blank. That shows you how out of the loop with the game I am in. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Actually, you know what's funny? Looking at my card book, I do not have that card. So that's funny. Alright, so he's going to play that prized beauty. He will attack. Joe will not be able to attack because he went first. He did lay a secret in the top. Zach has a great opening round. He he's able to lay 2 secrets down. He's able to lay a token down, that 4 token, which is going to force him to discard 2 cards. To my knowledge, Zach runs a Esther Tower, like speed deck or turbo deck, whatever you want to call it. And so his deck is really reliant on getting cards to the graveyard. It looks like the Sacred that he has revealed is Eastern Vantage Point, which is pretty okay, I think you could say, for Tanis Kingdoms. What's nice about that is it gives you that card draw ability, which Tanis Kingdoms have a really hard time being able to draw cards. And so that's nice for him that he's able to do that. Alright, so Joe is going to play, it looks like a Craftsman, which is pretty good. It's a good card to combine with other Silvermore cards. It's a good card to pair with other people. What the card says is when more Craftsman is called to the field, give a battle card plus 100 plus 200. Draw a card whenever another Silvermore battle card is called to the field while this card is called to the field. And now he plays a second one. So with 2 more Craftsmen, he is now given Prize Beauty plus 200 plus 400 total. So whatever the original stats are of Prize Beauty, which I'm drawing a blank right now, that card is going to be super high. Which is already going to be a decent threat for Zach to be facing, especially because as that health gets even higher for Prize Beauty, that's going to become even harder for a Tanis player to deal with, because Tanis players do not have a lot of attacking cards. And plus now, whenever Joe does do a Silvermore play, he's going to be able to just draw a lot of cards. So Joe's going to deal another decent blow to Zach's Sacred, and Zach's going to go ahead and take on his turn. Looks like he just drew a Silversmith. Decent card to have, plus 100. You can give a card plus attack or plus health. So he is going to play an Outpost Tower. So Zach's going to be able to look at his fortress and choose which card he wants to put in his hand. He's going to be able to keep one, put it back in the fortress, just shuffle it back in. Putting that down is not going to do much from preventing Joe from attacking Zach's Sacred per se, but it's nice just getting bodies on the field. So right now Zach is sitting at 9 Magicka, because you start out with 5 Magicka at the base of each turn, but then that token gives you plus 4. So I don't know whose position I want to be in more. You know, if you go out of Sacred Phase 1, you're honestly okay, because it gives you the ability to play stronger cards. But he's got 2 secrets down. I'm not sure what those secrets are. I'm sure one of them is Earthquake, but that's kind of a costly card, so I'm not sure what the other one could be. Okay, so because of Tanis' Dwelling Place, all of the attacking cards have minus 100 attack that Zach has. And so Zach makes the choice to sacrifice, because his 2 cards attack match the health of the Craftsman. Oh, so he actually takes back that attack. So in case you guys are curious what just happened. And again, this is casual, so they're allowing it. The turn is now Joe's turn. Because of Tanis' Dwelling Place, Zach's Outpost Tower and Defender were going to have less attack, so they would die if they killed the Morris Craftsman. So he decided to take that attack back and just deal a direct damage to Joe's Revealed Sacred. So now Joe just played Tax Collector, which is kind of a low-key, nice card to play for a Sacred Phase 1, and so is Tradesman. Tax Collector says this: choose an opponent's token. That token does not give them a magical bonus on their turn. On your next turn, receive that token's abilities and effects as if it was yours. 200 attack, 300 health, and that costs 2. Now, what's actually interesting, both Joe and Zach have not noticed this, is that Tax Collector is actually a Sacred Phase 2 card, and Joe is only a Sacred Phase 1, so he technically shouldn't be able to play that card, but that's all right. Again, it's a casual tournament, little things here and there, learning experiences for us all. So Zach is going to open up into a Sacred Phase 2 library, which is very common to put the library as your Phase 2 to give you all those cards, and plus you've already had your Sacred Phase 1 to dig through your fortress quite a bit. So in finding those 10 cards, he is going to find another 4 token. He unfortunately has to get rid of his Spirit and another token, but he doesn't need that token anymore, which is good. And so now Zach only has 5 Magicka left, which kind of stinks for him because he had such an explosive turn, but now he might not be able to do much. And Joe is starting to build up a decent board state. His cards don't have a lot of attack, but still, if you have 4 cards that can attack, that's 4 cards that can do attack and could do damage and could possibly launch Zach into phase 3. So Zach is just continually chipping away at Joe's Sacred, but he is still in phase 1, which at this point is going to start to hurt Joe because, yes, he's still maintaining the lead, but until he can get more Sacreds down, or until he can get to his next Sacred, he can't really play any other cards. So the video did just skip a little bit, but we didn't miss anything. So what he did is he played his 3 token, and he had to discard a card from his hand, which he did have to discard a Zima the Jouster, which kind of stinks right now, just because, it's a card that he's not going to have for later in the game. But nonetheless, it's a phase 3 card, so it's kind of dead in his hand right now. Ooh, and Joe's going to play a Southern Signal for his other token. So at this point, Joe does not have any Magicka left to play, but that Southern Signal might come in clutch later in the game. Joe's going to attack with Prized Beauty, which, because it has plus 200 attack from the 2 Morris Craftsman, can be able to get rid of that Outpost Tower. He is able to trade with the Tradesman and another attack and chip a little bit at the library. And it looks like the library, unless Zach hasn't changed the health on his health tracker, at the top left of your screen, it looks like it only has 300 health left. So right now they're getting a rule clarification, and basically Zach's wanting to know if more Craftsman is destroyed, do the bonuses that they put on Prized Beauty go away? And we can answer that question while we're watching the gameplay video. The card reads, when more Craftsman is called to the field, give a battle card plus 100, plus 200. It gives a card those bonus stats. It doesn't say, well, this card is on the field, another card has. So this is a permanent bonus that it gives to a card, and it only changes or leaves a card if that card is sent to the graveyard. And that's the card that received those bonuses. All right, so because Zach has 8 Magicka worth of tokens plus the 5 that you start with at every turn, he's going to be able to play that Esther Tower. And then he also is going to play Pack of Wolves. Pack of Wolves, decent card, but at least it provides another attacking thing during the attack phase, which when you're still working with phase 1 cards as a Tanis player, or that you're playing against a Tanis player, does a good job. And even if you're playing against a Borum Kingdoms, Borum cards typically have less health, so that's a good way to chip away at 2 people. So he's going to deal a little bit of damage again towards Joe's first Sacred, but Joe's kind of finding himself in a spot where he can't really do much. So at this point, it's more just kind of build up your hand size, maybe don't reveal what you got going on, and just keep doing what you can do to keep chipping away at your opponent. But at the same time, because Zach has Esther Tower out on the field, you almost don't want to let Zach build up too much momentum, because the momentum that Joe has now could quickly shift to Zach. Anyways, Joe is going to play Charlotte, which is probably the best spirit that Tanis Kingdoms have. Her instant ability is that all your battle cards on the field gain defensive, which is great for Joe. That's going to lock him to phase 1, but if he can lock down and make Zach have to go through resources, Joe could win by just slowly pulling everything out. And excuse me for burping in the microphone. Besides that, Charlotte also says Impact 3, have plus 3 Magicka next turn, which could be good for Joe, even though, again, he's still in phase 1. And then Impact 11, if there are 2 or more copies of a Tanis battle card in your graveyard, call up to 2 of them to the field and give them defensive and bleed. So, a good card to play. I believe Joe plays 3 Charlottes just to guarantee that he's going to see multiples of them in the game. And I think putting it on his first Sacred, I think that was a good call. So Joe does attack. He chips a lot of damage at Esther Tower. I missed this when I was talking. So Zach played Earthquake. So he already just spent Magicka, because if you play a secret when your opponent is taking their turn, that means that the Magicka that you just spent, you lose it on your turn when you go to play. So Prize Beauty is officially out, which stinks because that's the card that Joe was able to add plenty of Magicka to. or I'm sorry, was able to buff the stats for the 2 Morris Craftsmen. So let's not forget, though, that all 3 of those battle cards that Joe has on the field right now have defensive. So even if Zach wants to try to get Joe out of phase 1, he's got to destroy those 3 battle cards that are laying down. Esther Tower has no attack. Pack of Wolves, I don't even think is going to be able to. Well, he'll be able to, because Morris Craftsmen have 200 health, and Pack of Wolves has 200, I believe, 200 attack. Has 200 attack. However, there's a lot of things happening right now. Tanis' Dwelling Place, though, opponents' battle cards have minus 100 attack, so everyone's kind of locked out. Now, an issue that players start to have after a while is that they can fill their board with all these cards, but these cards are weaker. And so you get to a point where you're in a stalemate and you can't do much of anything. So those more Craftsmen, for example, those cards were great when they came down. But they don't really do much for clearing the board state or attacking, and so you're really having to rely on the card draw that they provide. Pack of Wolves is okay, but it's only got 200 attack. The Skilled Worker that Zach played that gives health to your Sacred, it's not going to be able to do much on the field. So it's always nice when you can play a stronger attacking battle card to kind of help balance what's going on the field. Okay, so Zach is going to play a Ula the Rebel, which is a excellent Sacred Phase 2 card. It's one of those cards that maybe needs to be on the ban list. And if it is, I can't remember. Again, that shows you how out of the loop I've been with the game. I was just texting someone today that because I haven't played Kingdoms in forever, I forget what half of the cards do in the game. Anyways, with Zach playing Ula, Joe chooses cards that he wants to put in his hand. He opts to keep his tokens out, which I would argue is the best decision that you can make in this moment. If someone were to ask, if someone plays Ula on me, which cards do I put back in my hand? And I would say it depends. I think it depends on the situation that you're in. If you are falling behind, well, again, it depends on how are you falling behind. I would argue in this current board state, Zach's board state is not threatening. It's annoying. He's got a lot on the field. He's got Tower. He's got Ula the Rebel that has some decent attack, Tulsa Guardsman. So it's a board state that still is annoying, and you're going to have to do work to get through. But it's not aggressive and heavy hitting. So I think leaving those 2 tokens out is good for Joe, and that should give him the ability to bounce back, but we will see. So Joe gets launched into Phase 2. He's going to do a library. Again, if you can say that there's a meta in the game right now, I think you could definitely say a library is a meta card to run at Phase. And I would even say it is meta to run the library at Phase 2. So anyway, Joe, he's going to have that 5 base Magicka, plus the 3 from the token. Southern Signal, unfortunately, does not give you a Magicka bonus. And so he's only playing with 8 Magicka per turn right now. So he is going to play that Tradesman, which can put a halt to the Magicka that Zach is spending. Again, we kind of go back to something that I was saying a little bit earlier. You kind of have to be careful with how many cards that you play, because if you fill your board with a bunch of weak cards that have kind of one-time effects and abilities, you might be kind of stuck for a second, giving your opponent a chance to bounce back and make some momentum or something. But again, because he has the Ula, that'll deliver some attack and could do something. And I guess it does work out. If you do play a Legend, now you got 5 cards that you can use to pay for the Legend. Okay, so Joe just plays Lost Traveler, which forces Oates to have to get rid of a card in his hand. So he chooses to get rid of Southern Signal. And now Joe just played more as Craftsman, but because he has Southern Signal in his token slot, that allows him to bring out a copy of more Craftsman from the graveyard, bring out to the field. And so now he's going to add 200 attack and 400 health to the tradesman, which now puts the tradesman at 400 attack and 700 health, which unfortunately is too big for Ula to get over. And so if you give tradesman defensive, that's going to be really difficult for Zach to get over. If you see that card at the top of Joe's board, that is a mosaic artwork, mosaic card version of Mountain Yeti. Mountain Yeti is one of the favorites for the Kingdom of Estercrest, and so it was kind of cool. And the set 2.5 coming out with a mosaic version of that. So Joe's going to attack with Yeti. Zach is going to Earthquake that. So unfortunately, he's going to use that Yeti. But the thing that's nice about Mountain Yeti is that if it goes to the graveyard because of battle, it does you get to draw a card. Actually, though, if we're talking about the rules, because that was through a spell, Mountain Yeti does not go to the graveyard, or is not destroyed because of battle. He is destroyed by a spell. Okay, so Joe is able to deal the lethal blow with all those cards that he has to Esther Tower. The one tricky spot now for Zach is that he's got 4 cards on the board. So if he had a Southern Signal in his token slot, he wouldn't be able to benefit from having that Southern Signal and calling out a second card free of charge. And it would be the same thing if he has Charlotte in his hand, which I believe he does. So even if you put Charlotte on his phase 2, he wouldn't be able to reap the full benefits of having Charlotte. But maybe it'd be good to have, because I think he runs multiple Charlottes in his deck as well. So maybe it'd be worth playing rather than having missed opportunity. Alright, so Joe is now into phase 3, which means on Zach's turn, he wasn't able to do much. I don't know if you guys can hear the conversation in the background. That is one thing that can distract people when they're playing, is the background chatter and what's going on. So I wonder if he missed out on what he could have done during that turn. Anyways, Joe is going to reveal Lori's Monument, which is a sacred that belongs to the village of Lori. It is a monument sacred with 1,500 health. While revealed, friendly battle cards on the field have plus 200 attack and minus 100 health, and any Lori battle cards cost minus 3 magicka. Looking at Joe's hand from what we can see, I'm not seeing any Lori battle cards. However, all those cards can certainly benefit from having that attack bonus. Now, what I am seeing is a lot of cards that help make additional plays happen, but a lot of them don't really have a lot of hitting power. But, I mean, he's got the tradesman that has 400. If he has a legend, he could scoop all those up to put that legend in. Okay, so Joe's going to opt to go for the Silvermore Gates strategy, or play, I shouldn't say strategy. For those of you not familiar, Silvermore Gates is a amazing battle card, in my opinion, for Silvermore. So phase 2, cost 7, has defensive and bleed with 1,400 health. And Tanis battle cards cost minus 2 magicka. So I think a deck that ran 3 Silvermore Gates would be pretty hard to beat, especially if you could run Wheat or some spells in your deck to help protect against Dark Assassins, Ulas, Bar Bouncers, Washaways. Wow. Okay, so what just happened, and as I'm rambling, there's so much happening. So because Joe played Silvermore Gates, he got to draw 2 cards because he has 2 more Craftsmen. Off of the more Craftsmen, he was able to draw, I'm going to guess, an Empower, which is a set 1 spell that gives plus 200 to a battle card. And so Joe is going to sweep in with the cards that he has. He's going to kill the Pack of Wolves and the other card that Zach had on the board. And he's going to deal a decent amount of damage, just enough. Looks like the library's going to have 200-300 left on that sacred. And so now it's going to pass turn to Zach. Now I am curious. while listening to this audio, it's kind of hard to pick up the audio of what's happening in the game and talking at the same time. I'm not sure if Joe has taken into consideration that attack bonus that Lori's Monument has. I'm not sure if he did or didn't. Anyways, on Zach's turn, he's going to play Silvermouth. He's going to add 100 attack to Ula. So he's going to whack Silvermore Gates with 600 attack, which will leave the Silvermore Gates at 800. Technically should be 700. Again, that's something I don't know if they are factoring in. And the reason why he'd be actually at 700 is because of Lori's Monument making all your battle cards have minus 100 health. Again, I'll say this, while I am recording this video, I apologize if the audio's at all a little weird. Again, I'm using a gaming headset, which I know isn't ideal. I normally like having a music recording microphone, whatever you want to call it. Okay, anyways, Joe is able to deal a blow to Zach Sacred. Okay, I love this strategy. So you play Wishing Well. Maybe it's kind of a cheeky card to have, or maybe it'd be meta. I'm not sure. But Wishing Well is a spell where you get to use the effect of a destroyed sacred for one turn. Well, if you play Library before that, you play Wishing Well on that, and you get to draw 10 more cards. So you just have a handful of cards, and Zach's doing pretty good. Ooh, okay. Joe is going to play Captured Moment on Zach's Esther Tower. He's going to cancel that calling of Esther Tower, and that, unfortunately, is going to be game. So that is game. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to get back into Kingdoms, uploading stuff on YouTube, uploading stuff on social media, and engaging with you guys on social media and the Discord server, and maybe even seeing some stuff happen on Untap as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and you guys have a great rest of your day.